Who Do You Think You Are is a song performed by British pop group Spice Girls. It was written by the group members with Paul Wilson and Andy Watkins, also known as Absolute, for the group's debut album Spice, released in November 1996. The song is heavily influenced by early 1990s Europop, and has a disco Euro-style beat that resembles the music of the late 1970s. Its lyrics are about the superstar life, and how someone can get trapped in the world of fame. In February 1997, the group opened the Brit Awards with Who Do You Think You Are? The Union Jack dress that Jerry Halliwell wore during the performance made the front page of various newspapers, and is now remembered as one of the most iconic symbols of cool Britannia. Who Do You Think You Are became the official single of the 1997 comic Relief, a video with the Sugar Lumps, a satirical version of the group. Was released to help raise money for charitable causes and donated all the proceedings from the single. Who Do You Think You Are was a commercial and critical success, with Melanie Chisholm's vocals receiving praise from pop music critics. Released with Mama as a double A-side single in March 1997, it became the group's fourth consecutive #1 single in the United Kingdom, making them the first act in UK chart history to have its first 4 singles reach #1. Additionally, it was certified platinum by the British phonographic industry, and performed well internationally, reaching the top 10 in many European countries and New Zealand, and the top 20 in Australia, France, and Norway. Background: in December 1994, the Spice Girls persuaded their former manager Sir Father and Son team Bob and Chris Herbert to set up a showcase in front of industry writers, producers and A&R men at the Nomis Studios in Shepherd's Bush, London. Among the attendees was BMG Publishing's Mark Fox, former percussionist of new wave 80s band, Haircut 100. Since the showcase, Fox was unofficially helping the group to get contacts in the business. In May 1995, he introduced the group to Paul Wilson and Andy Watkins, the songwriters and production duo known as Absolute. Fox phoned the duo and told them, "You won't believe it, but I've got your act. They've just walked in the door. They're beautiful, everything you've been looking for. I'll bring them down straight away." Watkins remembers the first time they saw the group, "I saw Mark Fox. And then I saw these little girls skipping and running around. And they looked about 13. This can't be them. No way." Nevertheless, the Spice Girls managed to impress them. He played a few of their tracks, but neither Watkins nor Wilson particularly liked them, except for a song the group wrote with Richard Stannard and Matt Rowe, called Feed Your Love, which the duo thought was dark and cool. A songwriting session was booked within the next days. Writing and recording: the songwriting session held at Absolute Studio located on Tags Island near Chertsey did not seem to go well at the beginning, as the duo was heavily into R&B music at the time, while the group, according to Wilson, was always very pop-tastic. After 2 sessions, the duo phoned their managers and told them that the musical association between them and the group was not working. At this point, the duo heard Wannabe for the first time. Wilson remembers, "We listened to it, and we didn't get it at all. It was so different to what we were doing. We thought, how's this gonna work? We're not the right people to be doing this band." For the next session, the group wanted to write something up-tempo and a bit more fun. A full-on disco backing track came up, and Who Do You Think You Are evolved from there. Wilson commented about that session. "The thing is, when they wrote, they were also writing the dance routine, constructing the video, all at the same time as writing the song. And that's when the penny dropped. They say that the mother of invention is copying somebody and getting it wrong. Their sound was actually not getting R&B quite right." Who Do You Think You Are, and 3 other tracks written by the group and Absolute appeared on the Spice album. The songs were produced and recorded for the most part at Olympic Studios in Barnes, London. At this time, the auto-tune facility was not available and most of the vocals were recorded with few adjustments made afterwards. As Wilson remembers, "Because of the fact we were not using computers, we had to work them very hard. They were in that recording booth for hours because we just had to get the right take." Composition: Who Do You Think You Are is an up-tempo dance pop song, with influences of the early 90s Europop, and a disco Euro-style beat that resembles the music of the late 70s. It is written in the key of Fa unregistered trademark minor, with a time signature set on common time, and moves at a fast tempo of 120 beats per minute. The song is constructed in a verse pre-chorus chorus form, with a bridge before the third and final chorus. It starts with an instrumental introduction, with a simple chord progression of Fa unregistered trademark M7 a Euro Ga unregistered trademark M7, that is also used during the verses. In the first verse, Jerry Halliwell and Emma Bunton trade lines in a wry manner, then the chord progression changes to G7 a Euro Bma Euro G7 a Euro Bma Euro G7 a Euro Fa unregistered trademark M7 during the pre-chorus, which features Melanie Chisholm's vocals prominently. After the chorus, the same pattern occurs leading to the second chorus, with Victoria Beckham and Melanie Brown singing the second verse. Then the group sings the bridge, the pre-chorus, and repeats the chorus until the song gradually fades out, while Chisholm adds the high harmonia Euro swing it, shake it, move it, make it. The inspiration for the lyrics comes from some of the people the group met in the music industry, and are about the presumptuous superstar life, and how someone can get trapped in the world of fame, much like the Temptations' 1971 classic Superstar. Reception equals critical response equals, who do you think you are was generally well received by contemporary music critics. In a review of the group's debut album Spice, Chuck Campbell of the Star News said it is a slamming dance song. Daniel Incognito of Sputnik Music said that with a dynamite chorus harmonizing the girls' voices, who do you think you are still feels relevant today. He added that each girl excels in their solo lines, and believed that Chisholm provides a delicious contrast with her loud and spirited lines. The Daily Mirror called the song a full-on disco number which would get to number one even if it wasn't by Spice Girls and even if they weren't giving all the money to Comic Relief. Melissa Ruggieri of the Richmond Times-Dispatch criticized the track, referring to it as a quick blast of vapid fluff. Alma 6 Jason Elias complimented Chisholm's vocals and called her the star of the show. He also said that, "Who Do You Think You Are" is one of their strongest and underrated songs, adding that it is proof that the Spice Girls often had more savvy distilling different genres and styles than their American counterparts. In a review of the group's 2007 compilation album Greatest Hits, Talia Cranes of BBC Music called it their piece de resistance that still manages to fill dance floors. Equals chart performance equals. Who Do You Think You Are was released in the UK as a double A-side single with Mama on March 3, 1997. It debuted on the UK singles chart at number 1, with sales of 248,000 copies, becoming the group's fourth consecutive chart topper. This made the Spice Girls the first act in UK chart history to have its first four singles reach number 1, breaking the record set by Jerry and the Pacemakers, Frankie Goes to Hollywood, Jive Bunny and the Master Mixers and Robson and Jerome with 3 number 1s each. It spent 3 weeks at number 1, 9 weeks in the top 40, 15 weeks in the top 75, and sold 672,577 copies in total, earning a platinum certification by the British phonographic industry. Who Do You Think You Are was commercially successful in Europe. It peaked at number 3 on the Eurochart Hot 100, and performed similarly in other European charts. It became the group's third number 1 single in Ireland, and peaked inside the top 10 in Belgium, Germany, the Netherlands, Sweden, and Switzerland. In France, Who Do You Think You Are was released as a standalone single in June 1997. It debuted and peaked at number 16, and stayed 10 weeks on the chart. In December 1997, it was certified silver by the Syndicate National de l'Audition Phonographique. In New Zealand, it debuted on March 23, 1997 at number 10, while their 3 first singles were slowly descending from the chart. It peaked at number 6 and stayed 15 weeks on the chart. In Australia, it did not perform as well as their previous releases. In July 1997, it debuted on the singles chart at number 13, but was unable to reach a higher position and dropped off the chart after 14 weeks. Music video. The music video for Who Do You Think You Are was directed in February 1997 by Greg Masuak, and filmed in a theatre located in the north of London. It features the Spice Girls singing and dancing solo in front of various colourful backgrounds whilst filmed with a Steadicam. Other scenes show the group performing on a stage in front of an energetic crowd. In addition, there are many background performers doing unusual tricks. Chisholm wrote about the shoot, "We shot the video for Who Do You Think You're In a Really Mad Club a real dive. The toilets were horrible and we had to have our makeup done in a Winnebago. The vibe was excellent, I think it was my favorite video because it was such good fun. I felt like a proper pop star. It was just how you imagine it when you're young." A second version of the video, which adds the Sugar Lumps a satirical version of the Spice Girls played by Kathy Burke, Dawn French, Luella Gideon, Lulu, and Jennifer Saunders was filmed for the Red-Nosed Day of the 1997 Comic Relief, one of the two high-profile telethon events held in the United Kingdom. The video starts with the Sugar Lumps as schoolgirls dreaming of becoming Spice Girls, and ends with them joining the group on stage, while dancing and lip-syncing the song. Halliwell commented about the shoot, "The women were all really warm and funny and nice. The freakiest thing about it was seeing Jennifer Saunders. She looked just like me and everyone said they thought she was me. It was absolutely bizarre the makeup, everything. It was like, do I really do that?" Live performances. The song was performed on television in both the UK and continental Europe, including an audience with Top of the Pops, the Bravo Super Show, the 1997 Royal Variety Performance, and the Red-Nosed Day of the 1997 Comic Relief alongside the Sugar Lumps. In February 1997, the group performed it at the 1997 Brit Awards. They started rehearsals a few days after they returned to the UK from a promotional tour in the US, with choreographer Priscilla Samuels, who worked with the group on Fuller's recommendation. On February 24, 1997, in front of 1,000 VIPs at the Earls Court Exhibition Centre, the group opened the show with a lip-synced rendition of Who Do You Think You Are? Halliwell's outfit, a black-colored mini dress emblazoned with an Union Jack on the front and a white peace symbol on the back, made the front page of various newspapers, and is now remembered as one of the most iconic symbols of Cool Britannia. For the return of the Spice Girls, Italian fashion designer Roberto Cavalli designed Halliwell a new Union Jack dress modeled on the original. The new version appeared slightly longer and the flag was made out of rhinestones and Swarovski crystals. 13 years later, at the 2010 Brit Awards, the group's Who Do You Think You Are performance won the Most Memorable Performance Award of the Brits' last 30 years. In October 1997, the group performed it as the second song of their first live concert at the Abdia Degree Pekka Sekşenay Arena in Istanbul, Turkey. The performance was broadcast on Showtime in a pay-per-view event titled Spice Girls in Concert Wild, and was later included in the VHS and DVD release Girl Power. Live in Istanbul. The Spice Girls have performed the song on their 3 tours, the Spice World Tour, the Christmas and Spice World Tour, and the Return of the Spice Girls. The performance at the Spice World Tour's final concert can be found on the video, Spice Girls Live at Wembley Stadium, filmed in London, on September 20, 1998. It remained in the group's live set after Halliwell's departure. The first verse had originally been sung by Halliwell with Bunton. After Halliwell's departure, her parts were taken by Chisholm on the Spice World Tour, and by Brown on the Christmas and Spice World Tour. Formats and track listings. These are the formats and track listings of major single releases of Who Do You Think You Are? Credits and personnel: Spice Girls lead vocals, lyrics, Absolute lyrics, production, all instruments, Dave Way audio mixing, Jeremy Wheatley recording engineer, Adam Brown assistant, Mary Pierce additional background vocals, published by Windswept Pacific Music Limited / 19 Music BMG Music Publishing Limited. Charts and certifications. Weekly charts. Notes. References. External links. Who Do You Think You're Audio?